Good afternoon and welcome to the next in the series of the Successful Introvert Workshop. My name is Brian Johnson and I've been hosting these weekly workshops for around 6 months now, and it's been a really great experience for me. Actually, it's allowed me to really get into understanding my journey as an introvert, and I hope you gain something from this. Each week I'm learning as much as people listen to it, because sometimes when we think about and express our stories in words, it can really help us reflect on what we've learned and the journey we've been on. So my name is Brian Johnson, and briefly introduce myself. I come from a background of working for 30 years in financial services, and most of those feelings in unhappy as an introvert, being expected to change who I am to succeed. And that for me was always a very challenging and energy draining experience. I would need to constantly be finding ways to recharge my batteries to be who I was not. It took me a long time to figure out how to succeed as who I am. And over the last few years, I've really been on a bit of a transformational journey, changing the direction I'm going on and really making a big difference in everything I do. And a few years ago, I realized what I really enjoyed most at work was coaching and mentoring other people. So having dropped all the technical stuff, I now spend my day helping, guiding, mentoring, supporting people to achieve their full potential, and always brings a smile on my face when I see the change come across people. And as an introvert, I don't naturally like talking about myself, so what better way to talk about and let people and share with people what it is I do by just exploring some of the different areas that I have come across and had to change the way I approach things. And today, really looking at the big picture stuff, seeing yourself positively. I don't know about you, but when you are online, what do you notice most about the post about introverts? For me, I mean, what is the impression they are creating? Is it a positive impression, the strengths and benefits of an introvert? Or is there a lot of criticisms of how negative introverts are, and they creating an impression that introverts sit at home quietly watching the TV, playing computer games, doing absolutely nothing and not engaging with anybody? Concept of being lonely inside, no friends, doing nothing. Is that how you really see yourself? Is that who you want to be? What do you get told by the people around you to do? Be more social, talk more, even smile. And how does that make you feel? Just saying those things, just be more social. What does that actually mean? Do we all want to be like the extrovert who needs to be the center of attention, whose life evolves around getting other people to notice they're there? Do we really need that? Is that what drives us? Someone's already talking. Do you need to talk more? What is there to talk about? Look, really, do we need to plaster a smile across our face just to him, so we're happy? You can be happy inside. I can be happy inside, fully feeling content and happy without smiling. I don't need to smile to be happy. Two are not necessarily related to each other. And when people are constantly telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that, how does that really make you feel? How would you describe yourself? I would talk about myself being focused, structured, organized, get things done. I'm the sort of guy who will quietly get a problem solved, sorted out before the extrovert has even waved. Look at me, something needs sorting out over here. I've already done it and nobody will really notice. That's the quiet introvert. That's the successful introvert. Get things done. You don't really bother about the path of making sure that 6 people have seen you do it. Um, Sometimes it's just being able to appreciate sitting total, totally alone, enjoying nature. There's nothing better just sitting outside, listening to life going on around you. Privilege of a garden, being able to sit there and listen to the birds song. I mean, that is beautiful. If I was talking, making noise, they wouldn't be there. I wouldn't hear them. So my strength as an introvert allows me to enjoy things other people don't do. And the importance, that's really one of the really important things going forward. Knowing where to see yourself. I know I get things done. I know I can be, I mean, people can depend on me. If they ask me to do something, I'll get it done. I won't go. Just prove to you every step of the way I'm doing it. I just get on it. It's finding where your strengths are. Everyone is different. Finding the way you partly need to ask for help, or you want to be engaged. And there's quite one-to-one conversations with people, which are really appreciated. And so it really comes down to finding who you really want to be. For me, it's really just starting jotting down a few ideas, just taking a few seconds to think about who it is you want to be. And if you find yourself writing a negative phrase, flip it. I want to be less quiet. I want to appreciate my own voice. It's about feeling appreciated, being fulfilled and motivated, being happy. What motivates you? What would do make what brings a smile to your face? What makes you feel happy inside, even if you don't express it in your face? The simple things may please you. The more complex things, it's finding what works for you. Just noticing what that sentence looks like. You find in the work environment that the extroverts are just there getting everything done. It's just really making the difference. I cooperate a lot with extroverts, and some of the work I do aside from coaching introverts is working with a lot of extroverts, and I just have to notice that actually that just reminds you constantly why that's not an environment I want to be in too much, because I can know what I can enjoy. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I let everyone else do what they want to do. But defining where we want to be, people's statement, and it's really moving on to where we want to be. You know, how will we know we're there? We go back to the busy work environments I used to work until a couple of years ago, and as an introvert, it was often hard work, difficult to know what I want to do. And today I sit here thinking, great one-to-one conversations. I just love the one-to-one conversations I have each day. That's really what I appreciate. The ability and coaching and mentoring to have one-to-one conversations with people just to move forward. And the difference that makes. Knowing that the honest conversation I had with someone this morning. They really appreciated it, and because of my quietness, I wasn't there interrupting. I was just asking the right questions at the right time, focusing them on the important areas. And I love looking back on the journey of the people I work with and see the difference that's made. That really makes me happy. And it's really knowing what that feels like. It reminds me why I do what I do, because just thinking about that just lifts my spirit. The days where I need to be getting out there and telling people what I'm doing, just remembering actually the people who have chosen to work with me do see a real difference. And that really brings that smile to my face. I know how important to continue to change is. And having an idea of where you are at the moment and where you want to be, that long, big journey. For me, it's about building an anchor, getting an anchor rope, linking you to that end goal and noticing where you're going to pull that towards, where you're going to pull yourself towards the anchor. Know where you're going, and it's really looking at what change is. Part of that is really thinking about the different options you have. Thinking about yourself, what can you do differently? What will you enjoy doing differently? What are the steps? I often talk about people, if you want to change direction, it's far easier to change direction taking small steps than big steps. And getting the momentum going is more important than the speed you're moving initially, because it's easier to accelerate in a straight line once you're facing the right direction. And turning yourself to face it and finding out what works, what doesn't is important. So it's really thinking through the options. What is it what does that look like? I know the challenges of building my own business and what is possible. And it is thinking about different options, and there's really 5 different questions to ask yourself. The first is this a possible option? Desire. Do I need it? Is it something I should do? Something that's often overlooked is, do I need to give myself permission? We can know in our head that we need to change, we want to change. Actually saying, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to make that step. I give myself permission to change. I give myself permission to move from where I am. I give myself permission to ignore the negative comments. I give myself permission not to be like the stereotype of the introvert. I give myself to be that successful introvert. I know I can, I will, I should be, I desire to be, and something I should be doing. I should be that successful introvert. Something I need to do because it brings that inner happiness and it helps me make a real difference to the people who know me, if I choose to let into this. Notice how changing the way you describe the things you want to do makes you feel. Where's your biggest driver? What is driving you? Is the possibility, the desire, the need, the should, the permission. And understanding what drives us is really important to get the change. I know I can do it. It's something I desire to do, and it's possible. For me, throughout my life, one of the great things I've loved doing is proving people wrong at many stages in my life, doing things that people said I wouldn't do. So often people don't understand introvert. So, for example, when I was 18, working in an office, just thinking, why would someone like me decide to go on So a holiday by myself to China, for example. I was part of the group, didn't know anybody, and actually everyone at work felt that was a really weird thing to do, because why would you go halfway around the world with people you didn't know? That reflects personality. I'm happy not talking to anybody. So silence is beautiful. I don't know anybody. I can choose whether to talk to somebody. I could sit there half an hour in silence and enjoy and exchange half a dozen words with somebody. That is perfectly fine with me. I don't need to know people. I don't need to have that connection. I just have that comfort around what I'm doing. And often it's that misunderstanding of what introverts are is creates that wall around us generated by the extroverts to stop us doing things. Because we can do things. You can go on holiday by yourself. You can go to cinema yourself. Perfectly natural thing to do. You go to see a film, you don't need anyone to talk to. So why not go by yourself if you want to go and see a film? There's all these really simple things, go to a gig, see a band. I just think of these things I was doing sort of 17, 18, 19, doing other things. I didn't need other people because I was comfortable by myself. I didn't need that. And that's really, I just went and did it and accepted that 90% of the people I worked with thought that was really strange. That's really the options we make. Which really comes on to, what could I differently change my approach? I realised at quite a young age, actually, I had a choice. I could do nothing because, I couldn't find anyone to do stuff with, or I could just do it by myself and actually enjoyed it. Go to different places, travel, China, Trans-Siberian Express, go to Peru on a working holiday and places like that, travel to the south of France and go to gigs, go to the cinema. I didn't need other people to tell me what I could do. I could ignore their view of the world, and I could change my approach and go, I'm going to do this, and it doesn't really matter if anyone else is there with me. I'm really still indifferent to whether or not people want to do something. I can't find anyone to do it with. I will do it anyway because I'm going because I'm doing something because I want to do it, not that I want someone else to share the experience with me. And sometimes it's great to have people there. The wife and kids is great to have them there and the experience, a different experience of events. Sometimes it's great that they're not there. I need my space, and knowing that is knowing my limitations. But I can change my approach, and I know what I need to do. And my approach allows me to achieve what I'm doing. I know the trade-offs I'm making. There's always a trade-off between the things you do. There's benefits, there's costs, and it's working out which change of approach really works for you. What can you do different? What will you do different? What are you allowing to hold you back, which you don't need to? What can you let go of? This is fundamentally where I come from, because I just love this subject and talking through. It's something I really value and appreciate. And actually, every time I think about this, however many times I prepare and I come to present, it's really amazing the different thoughts that comes to mind. And yes, I can change. And that's an important thing as we move forward. Think about what we have learned. Actually, I look at so many things, reflecting back on things I've done, on so many things. I'd listen to those around me. I would sat at home playing computer games, done nothing. I'll probably still be sitting alone in my own house, playing computer games somewhere in Norwich. I'd listened to what other people told me I should do. I decided to rip up their shoulds and do something that I wanted to do. Follow my passions, follow my dreams, and ignore what the extroverts told me I could or couldn't do, or I should do, how I should do it. And so being strange and being different is great. It's being you. It's what makes the amazing world we live in, is people doing that, being themselves, be different. Do the things that actually motivate you. Don't worry about what people think, they'll be gone. You know, people in our lives change, their views change. And actually, the majority of the people you might worry about what they think about, they have no impact on what's going on in life, so why bother? Get on. If it makes, will I benefit from doing it? Go on and do it. That is ultimately the message. Enjoy. And be the powerful you are. That's really the message. What will you do different? I'd love you to make one small change today. Think about in a more positive, constructive way. Today is that first small step, changing the direction of your life, focusing on that long, focusing, looking straightly at where that anchor is to the point you want to in the future, and grasping the rope and pulling yourself around to face it. Once you're facing the right direction, you can then accelerate towards it. It's a journey, it's a fantastic journey. And I'd love to know what you think. And I often say on these presentations that my energy for speaking is generally goes down after 20 minutes, because that's who I am. I am not someone who loves standing in front of crowds of people talking for a long time. I know my strengths. I know that 20 minutes is perfect time for me to speak, because I can have the energy and enthusiasm to do it. And I notice as the time ticks away that actually I'm drawing down my reserves. So this is really, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I loved getting any feedback you want to give me. And please take the opportunity to tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see me do different next time. And do come and learn from my experience next week. I'd love to share more and help you move one step closer to where you want to be. You can reach out by doing either brian@brianpauljohnson.com or scan the QR code to book some time in my diary. I'd love to see you soon, and have a great rest of the day.